over the left side. Steve Atwater, the free safety, 27, up to make the play.
Well, I've noticed already, Jay, that the Chargers are starting their left tackle, Joel Patton, who's playing on a bad knee. Let's keep an eye on him today.
The penalty going against the San Diego Chargers. The referee today, the veteran Jerry Seaman.
Illegal motion. The man in motion moved upfield too soon. Still first down.
That was Caravello, you remember, who went in motion. So it'll be first down from the 15-yard line. Opening moments of play, the Chargers 2-2. Denver 3-1. Denver's won 4 in a row in this series. McMahon's stats from last week in the game at Phoenix. Didn't throw the ball very well, but made sure that he didn't make any mistakes as far as turnovers went. That's Miller coming in motion, and it's Spencer near the 20-yard line. Spencer stopped by Mecklenburg, 77. This Denver defense is number 1 against the rush in the AFC. Character Townsend, Holmes, Brooks, Dennison, Mecklenburg, and the sack leader, Simon Fletcher. Braxton, Henderson Smith, and the rookie Atwater there in the secondary. And when they go into their prevent defense, we'll see Mark Haynes, Randy Robbins, and Kip Corrington. Second down and 10. That's Bernstein going in motion, 82. The throw. Out it comes to Anthony Miller, who turns it up near the 30-yard line, where Rick Dennison, 55, one of the inside backers, made the play. Very close to a first down.
Well, what San Diego likes here is the pass protection afforded Jim McMahon. Now, this Denver Bronco defense is just dropping back to an area reading McMahon's eyes, and Anthony Miller smartly finds a hole in that zone defense. McMahon can pick apart any defense given the time. And the Broncos are going to have to get some pressure on him to slow down his passing attack.
McMahon, who's working with a little different numbering system in Dan Henning's offense. They have the first down. McMahon gets it out to Spencer. Spencer's at the 35, 36. Fletcher, 73, from that right outside linebacker slot, making the tackle.
Good running by Spencer there. Coach Henning has to like what he sees so far. Mecklenburg came over to make the play, but Spencer was able to break the tackle upfield even farther. Watch McMahon get it over to the right side of the screen. Now Mecklenburg, 77, is the only one that has a clean shot on him, and Spencer's able to get by him for an additional 3 or 4 yards. That's good running.
Second down and 4 at the 36. Caravello going in motion. Spencer has the first down at the 42-yard line. Atwater came up to make the play.
Let's watch Joe Caravello, the tight end, number 46, going in motion right now in the center of your screen, and he hits Andre Townsend almost to the sidelines that time. You know, I'm not convinced this Denver Bronco defense deserves a #1 ranking as the rush defense, because they've been on top of teams early and teams haven't been able to run the ball at them.
Somebody once said, and you can always say, stats are for losers, but it's part of the world of sports. So on 1st and 10 from the 42. The tight end Cox gets a couple of yards. Rick Dennison, 55, making the play.
Well, we see McMahon hitting his short receivers. There's Dennison there. McMahon's wearing a visor, by the way, today, Jay. I haven't seen him do this in the past. I highly recommend it for all quarterbacks, and we'll get to that later.
They didn't have such a thing when you played.
Zone defense by the Broncos. You'll see Cox, the tight end, Caravello, and especially Bernstein catching those short, medium-range passes in the zone seams today.
2nd and 6 at the 46-yard line. Spencer, he got a couple. Making the play was Atwater. This guy's a hitter, number 27, out of Arkansas, the rookie, #1 draft choice.
Well, he's more like a linebacker with his size. Here we see a nice double team block on Character, but Atwater's in excellent position. You know, he's been compared, some guys say he's a stand-up linebacker out there with his size. I mean, he's 217, so he's a heavy hitter.
Third down and 6 at the 46-yard line. Holland goes in motion, 86. McMahon throwing out into the flat to Miller. And Miller is down very close to a first down near the 47-yard line. Wyman Henderson, 24, the corner man, making the stop. Henderson out of Nevada, Las Vegas. He's another Plan B player. There's 45-year-old Dan Reeves, a native of Americus, Georgia, the vice president and head coach of these Broncos. Came here in '81 from Dallas, where he worked under Tom Landry.
You know, the week that Coach Reeves went through this week, I mean, you'd expect losing coaches to have to endure and suffer the criticism and the talk that's going around town. Here he is with 3 wins and 1 loss, and he's taken a beating in the media for the type of offense they're running.
Well, and of course, he didn't like what happened to his team in regard to the game at Cleveland, where they switched the end zone, switched the field. The wind was a problem, he felt. He did not like what happened on the lakefront last Sunday. The Chargers have not scored a touchdown here in Denver since '85. They have 1st and 10 at the 47 as Marion Butts runs the ball for the first time. Butts, the rookie, and they really like this young man out of Florida State who was a blocking back there for Sammy Smith. Andre Townsend, 61, with Alfonso Carricker, 92, on the tackle.
They didn't know much about Butts' running abilities. He only ran the ball 29 times his senior year at Florida State. He's already surpassed that now, and they're pleasantly surprised with not only his power, but his quickness.
Very shortly in this season, maybe on the 22nd at San Diego against the Giants, he'll reach 65 rushes for the season. That's more than he had his entire career in college. Over the middle, the pass complete to Anthony Miller. Miller took it in the seam and was hit by Henderson. It is a first down for the Chargers at the 25-yard line.
Now, this play worked for several reasons. One was the fake to Butts. Butts picks up a blitzer. Here you see Miller on the screen. He'll come across the field. Now, this is basically a zone defense, but the DB Henderson will stay with him there. What I liked was McMahon. You watch McMahon after he makes this fake. He'll check out the right side of the field, and then he'll go down to the left. See, now he's back to the left. He's very cool under pressure, Jay.
McMahon has been battling a cold all week. But he looks very sharp in this opening drive. Here's Butts. Butts to the 21-yard line. Atwater there on the tackle. Butts, 5 touchdowns already on the season. And as we mentioned, he's getting a lot more running opportunities here as he leads the Chargers in rushing yardage with 162 starting today than I think he expected. But they felt, Coach Henning and his staff, that this young man could get the job done. A time-consuming, very accurate drive under quarterback Jim McMahon. 2nd and 7 at the 22. McMahon throwing for number 82. Bernstein couldn't get it there. The coverage, Michael Brooks, they had the linebacker isolated out there, Joe.
They sure did, and Brooks is not a good defender in the pass, but you'll see where McMahon throws this ball. It's a little behind Bernstein, and Bernstein can't quite get around to adjust on it. Actually, Brooks got his hand on it, Jay. I didn't see that earlier, but Michael Brooks makes a good play by being able to hit the ball. But had it been a well-thrown pass, you'd have seen touchdown.
McMahon is 5 out of 6 in this drive for 45 yards. 3rd and 7 at the 22. Holland goes in motion. Denver in the prevent defense. And McMahon on the run. Gets it away. He was able to dump it off. There was pressure coming from Atwater. He tried to get it to Bernstein, but there again is where the crafty quarterback made sure he didn't cough it up or give it to the opposition.
Exactly. The last 2 weeks, no turnovers, 2 victories. Now, McMahon will look downfield and get out of the pocket maybe a little earlier than he had to, but there simply isn't anyone open downfield, so Jim puts the ball in a smart place where no one can get to it except Bernstein, and he can't quite reach it himself.
Chris Barr on to attempt the field goal, the veteran from Penn State. A 37-yarder, his first field goal of the year last week at Phoenix. This, a 40-yard attempt, and it is good. And San Diego has come in here, taken the opening kickoff, and put points on the board. They lead the Denver Broncos 3-0 here at Mile High Stadium. The 142nd sellout. Mile High Stadium in the last 144 regular season games, and the 2 that weren't sold out were back in the replacement days when they decided to give the money back to the folks who wanted their money back. Officially a 39-yard field goal by Chris Barr. Back to receive. We've got Bobby Humphrey and Michael Young, 26. Oh, that's Ken Bell back there, 35. And that is Bell, and he's going to come out with it. Bell's at the 10. Was this a good idea? He's at the 15, at the 20. Well, I guess you could call that a wash. The tackle was made by Johnny Thomas, number 47, as the return by Ken Bell is to the 20-yard line. The scoring drive I mentioned, Joe, time-consuming. Look, it took 8:07. They controlled the football, and McMahon 5 for 7.
Hey, they would take that kind of a drive every time. Certainly hoping for a touchdown, but they kept the ball away from Denver's offense, and I think San Diego convinced themselves they can run the ball on the ground.
Elway to the second man in the eye, Bobby Humphrey, out of Alabama. Boy, your alma mater, what a game they had yesterday coming from behind, as we give the tackle to Leslie O'Neal, 91, and Bayless, 44. Perry Bishop, Karts, Juriga, and Lanier in the offensive line, trying to protect Elway and company. The rookie Humphrey, Alexander, Johnson, and Jackson, and the talented tight end Clarence Kay. And they'll go to their 10 offense when they spread it out with their wide receivers. We'll see Sewell, Winder, and Young. 6 minutes to play, first quarter. That's Humphrey, and Humphrey gets to the 29. Martin Bayless, 44, on the stop. Denver, I remember well as we look at these Chargers secondary: Patterson, Bird, Bayless, and Glenn. Here's the Pirate defense for the Chargers. They bring Thomas and Bennett in, and they're prevent. I remember well, and I always think of it when I come back here, Joe. I did the first overtime game in the National Football League's history here in September of '74. 35-all tie between Denver and Pittsburgh, and I often wonder if I'm going to do another overtime game here. Bobby Humphrey. Bert Grossman, 92, making a stop at about the 33-yard line. Looks like they've got the first down as we have 5 minutes remaining in this first quarter. It's been a speedy, action-packed first period of play before this big crowd on an absolutely glorious day here in the high country. Vance Johnson going wide to the right as we look in at Elway. They have simplified the offense somewhat this weekend, and that made Elway very happy. Although he did say, as we mentioned, he's frustrated. Here's Humphrey. He had some problems trying to get outside. The blocking scheme didn't work. Elvis Patterson, 34, and Gary Plummer, number 50, on the stop.
Well, Elway's been frustrated, sure, because the offense hasn't been working. So they simplify some things, and Keith Bishop, 54, was pulling out, was taken down by Leslie O'Neal, 91, and Bobby Humphrey just didn't have any help out there. He had a host of Charger defenders waiting for him. It's a good play by Leslie O'Neal. You know, Jay, he's the one that broke up that interference.
The Chargers missing Sammy Seal today, as we've got Gil Bird at right corner and Elvis Patterson at left corner. Seal is out with a shoulder problem after playing a fine game in Phoenix last Sunday. Elway rushed. He got it away to Winder. Well, he was able to beat the blitz, but good pursuit, and Winder is down at the 37-yard line. Gil Bird leading the way. Bird, number 22.
Well, this play here is just a little drop-off. They don't even block 99, Lee Williams. He comes clean, and Elway already knows he's going to have a short receiver. He knows he's going to get pressure. That's the way this play is designed. But the rest of that Charger defense converged on the ball to hold it to a 4 or 5 yard gain. Good coverage by the linebackers and secondaries.
3rd down and 5. Michael Young in the lineup now for the Broncos as they go to their wide offense. Elway looked like he got him to jump. He may have a free play. Elway on the run, throwing back against the grain. Looked like it might have been intercepted by Vincey Glenn. Glenn comes out of there with a ball. It was, but let's see if the Chargers were off. Elway, who uses that staccato count, often gets the opposition to jump off.
Staccato and hard count, too, Jay. He'll hit a hard sound and say, hut, 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 hut. You know, he gives it a hard count, and then that draws him offside. And here, Elway has more trouble with Vincey Glenn. Glenn gets in here and makes a nice interception, but all for naught, because the Chargers will be penalized.
Offside, number 91 defense, that penalty is declined. Offside, 22 defense, that is accepted. 3rd down.
All right.
Explain that one to me, Jay. Come on.
Multiple choice.
Why did they decline the one guy in the first place? You know?
I don't have the faintest idea. 15-year veteran of refereeing in this league and officiating, Mr. Jerry Seaman out of Winona State College. He's calling it with his crew today. 3rd and 1 at the 41. That's Jackson going in motion. Elway rolling away, a rolling pocket, throws, and it is complete. Mark Jackson making the catch for the 1st down along the sideline as he was run out by Elvis Patterson. Indianapolis drubs Buffalo.
Wow.
And in overtime, Miami gets by Cleveland. Philadelphia over the Giants. They came back big. New England defeats Houston. Tampa Bay doing a job on Chicago. Cincinnati over Pittsburgh.
I can't believe that other one, Indianapolis over Houston, Jay.
Minnesota getting the job done. And Dallas continuing to have lots of problems.
Every week, upsets. Every week, huh?
You can count on it. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. Jackson goes in motion. The give to Humphrey. Humphrey getting up to the 47. And he is ripped down there by Plummer, number 50. Now some of the games that are late. Seattle 7-0 over Kansas City, and San Francisco and New Orleans. That game, of course, switched to New Orleans because of the National League playoffs. Rams over Atlanta early and Washington over Phoenix early. Here it is 3-0. San Diego leading it, and Elway looking out. 2nd and 9 from the 47. A little delay to Humphrey. Humphrey breaks it out at the 50. And is short of the 1st down as he got to the 47. Now a penalty marker thrown in. Joe Phillips, 75, with the tackle.
A nice move by Bobby Humphrey. Shows us why he was number 1 in that supplemental draft. Good quickness and runs with power, too, but it's going to be called back. A holding penalty.
Indication of holding. There's Billy Ray Smith. His dad is here today. Billy Ray's father, great star, an all-pro with the Colts. Billy Ray had his first touchdown last Sunday.
Number 82 offense, still 2nd down.
Talking with Billy Ray Smith, he's very happy about the way he has been playing the last couple of weeks, and also the other outside linebacker, Leslie O'Neal, who is really a tackle or an end or whatever you want. He's all over the place.
He is. They have him listed as a linebacker, but I haven't seen him drop back into coverage yet. Billy Ray Smith's one of the best linebackers in the game today.
Sewell is in the game. They go with the extra wide receiver in there on 2nd and 16 from the 40, and Elway operates from the shotgun. Elway throwing wide, almost intercepted by Vincey Glenn as the pass was intended for Vance Johnson, but Vincey Glenn doing an excellent job. He came in a trade from the Patriots in '86.
Well, we say Elway's been having a tough season. He puts this ball in a very dangerous place. I mean, the receiver has Vincey Glenn all around him there, and it just looked like an errant pass by John Elway. Glenn has been bothering Elway ever since these two guys been facing each other.
Third down and 16. 1:11 remaining, first quarter. Chargers lead it. Elway steps up. Throws, it's complete. First down. Michael Young at the 37-yard line. He's tackled by Patterson, 34. Young making his second catch of the season. He had one for 26 yards in the Buffalo game.
Well, this is what John Elway does best. He scrambles out of that pocket. The Chargers didn't stay in their rushing lanes on the left side of your screen, and Elway finds a hole to step up through the rushers. Now he can either run or throw, and he finds the open receiver and throws a perfect pass. Here we're going downfield. Michael Young's going to come across the field here. He has a lead on Elvis Patterson, and Elway puts the ball just on target.
And we will be back with more right after these messages. George Hinkle, 97, in the lineup for the Chargers, replacing Bert Grossman, who was shaken up on that last pass play. Here's Humphrey straight ahead to about the 35-yard line. Joe Phillips, 75, wrapping him up. There is Phillips out of SMU. He missed camp in a contract dispute. The series. It's been a good one. This is the 59th meeting between these original teams from the old AFL. And we've come to the end of the first period here as the San Diego Chargers have the 3-0 lead. And we'll have more action from Mile High Stadium right after we take time out for these messages. With Joe Namath, Jay Randolph at Mile High Stadium in Denver. They love their Broncos here, and it's always a happening, a football game on a Sunday here. And quite a happening up at Boulder. Colorado continuing to play very well. Demolishing Missouri yesterday. Double tight ends in there now. Clarence Kay, Orson Mobley. Mobley back after a month's stay in a Phoenix area alcohol rehab clinic. And flags fly. Mobley, quite a story, number 89, out of my alma mater, Salem. Mr. Siemens' mic was not working, but obviously the penalty going against San Diego. There is Orson Mobley. Salem doesn't have a football team any longer. The school disbanded football. Tokyo University of Japan has bought the school, little school at Salem, West Virginia, that was founded by my great-great-great-grandfather. And 4 generations of the Randolph family sat on the board there. It's a nice little school, great people. And Mobley, of course, one of the famous folks from out of there. Clarence Kay is in there now as Mobley came out. And Elway straight back, throws quickly out into the flat. At the 28-yard line, it's Bobby Humphrey. Leslie O'Neal, 91, right there to make the tackle. O'Neal, 3 sacks so far this season. Played right end last year. Defensive Rookie of the Year back in '86. Played at Oklahoma State down in Stillwater, Oklahoma.
You know, this last play is another indication of how Elway's been struggling, Jay. That pass was not a well-thrown pass. If the ball is up in the right place, then Humphrey has another 6, 7, 8 yards. Elway is struggling.
And you can see the frustration on the face of the talented quarterback. It is a first down. Seattle has the early lead against Kansas City. Nothing shaking down at New Orleans with the 49ers and the Saints. 7-7 Atlanta and the Rams, and Washington 10-0 over Phoenix in the early going at RFK. Here it's 3-0. The Chargers. Denver, 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line of San Diego. Vance Johnson set at the top of your screen, out to the left side. And Elway on the little delay to Humphrey. And a fine play by Billy Ray Smith. Smith coming back from the broken leg last season. 6'3", 236 from Arkansas. An articulate, talented, and genetically well-bred football player. Comes from a long line of good football players down there in Arkansas.
Well, I had the honor of playing against his daddy. Watch 54 just shoot the gap right there, Billy Ray Smith, and come in. Now, the last 2 weeks, San Diego has been doing this with Billy Ray. They've been turning him loose to get pressure on the quarterback or shoot those gaps, and the defense has been playing better because of it.
And Billy Ray likes the opportunity to do it. 2nd and 12. Elway goes up top. And Jackson can't handle it. Oh, boy. Gil Bird had the coverage. Bird last week had to cover Jetstream Green of Phoenix, and this week he's going to have to watch Mr. Johnson. Led the Chargers in interceptions 3 of the last 5 seasons, leading the AFC right now with a couple of other folks with 3.
Gil Bird's in good shape here. He recovers nicely and gets that hand up there just in time to maybe blind the receiver a little bit. The receiver, Mark Jackson, couldn't see the ball, maybe. But Ron Lynn, the defensive coordinator from the Chargers, tells me that Gil Bird is the most underrated player in this Western Division or the AFC Conference.
3rd and 12. From the gun, Elway. Pressured, in trouble. Throws it here to the near sideline, and it's going to be incomplete. Jackson came up to make the catch, but he was out of bounds, as Orson Mobley also came up into the same area trying to make the catch, but they were really trying to make something happen on the scramble here.
Well, Elway, so many times in the past, have been so elusive. He's able to buy extra time to get a pass off, but these Charger defenders, Lee Williams, Leslie O'Neal, they're quick, they're fast, and Elway's going to have a hard time all afternoon getting away from those guys.
Field goal try coming from the youngster, David Treadwell. Gary Kubiak, the veteran quarterback, holds for him. Treadwell told us Kubiak's almost been like a coach for him. He's been perfect this year, has Treadwell out of Clemson. This, a 47-yarder, make it officially 46 yards, and he's still perfect. An engaging young man from Florida who didn't even play high school football. Score tied at 3. This crowd of better than 76,000 has come alive as we're tied, and it will be Treadwell who tied it up to put the ball in play. Darrell Usher, 26, and Jim Holland, 86, are back to receive the kickoff. Usher averaging better than 16 yards per return, Holland better than 12. Field goals from Barr and Treadwell, and a 3-3 score on the board with 13:25 to play. First half here at Mile High Stadium. There's the scoring drive. Both of these clubs have done a pretty good job of controlling the football when they've had it, but nobody's been able to get the touchdown yet.
You know, San Diego's defense did a good job there. 16 plays and only 50 yards. That's just a 3-point average, a little better. So you have to say San Diego defense did a pretty good job on that drive.
Treadwell boots it. That is Holland. He's at the 15, the 20, 25, at the 30, 35, out to the 38-yard line. Fine return. Ken Bell, 35 on the tackle, as he had some help from Rick Dennison. A 27-yard return for Holland out of Ohio State.
Not only does that give them good field position, but it fires up McMahon. It fires up these Chargers to have a return like that. Again, McMahon wearing that visor for the first time. I like it as a quarterback because so often you folks have read how the defensive back reads the quarterback's eyes. And with this visor on, we're talking about a step or a half-step reaction time that is now taken away, and I think it's an advantage for a quarterback.
They're coming off the 24-13 win at Phoenix last week. McMahon has said we have to score more points. There's the give to Spencer. Spencer bangs to midfield. And Steve Atwater, 27, is there to make the play. Spencer starting the day with a 3.4 average. He played at Ohio State. He's been injured much of his career. Fine blocker.
The motion man, number 46, Joe Caravello, hits Ron Holmes, number 90, and just opens a huge hole there for Spencer. Now, we mentioned earlier, we weren't convinced that this Denver Bronco defense was as good as those statistics versus the rush, and right now San Diego is proving that suspicion.
1st and 10 at midfield. Reverse. Holland cuts it in at the 45 and is down to the 40-yard line. Andre Townsend, who is playing the nose position for the injured Craig Cragen, number 61, Townsend, made the stop.
Yeah, and Joe Caravello, again, number 46, was out there at 270 pounds. You see this big H-back, whatever you want to call him, leading the play. Right there, 46, out in front again. Now, you have to wonder why a runner like Holland now doesn't know which arm to hold the ball in. If he puts it in his other arm, he can help ward off those tacklers. I hate to see those basic techniques, you know, with pro players not carrying the ball in the correct arm. There's Caravello, all 270 plus pounds of him.
You sound like you want to coach.
Oh, if it wasn't so time-consuming, yeah, let me do 1,000 other things. I'll coach. It doesn't work that way, though.
They wouldn't let you play enough golf, Joe.
That's exactly it.
Ball just shy of the 40-yard line. Caravello out of Tulane.
We see Dan Henning had him up with the Washington Redskins a couple years ago. He came to the Redskins doing the replacement season, and Henning and the staff with Washington liked Caravello, and that's how Caravello ended up with San Diego, because of Dan Henning's knowledge of his abilities.
Henning, once the quarterback of the Norfolk Neptunes. They were in the Continental League, in case you don't know. 2nd and 1 at the 41-yard line. That's Spencer. He's got the first down near the 35-yard line. Steve Atwater, 27 on the tackle. Mark Mumford helped out. Well, we update you. Indianapolis a winner. Miami a winner in overtime. Philadelphia gets the victory over the Giants. New England over Houston. Tampa Bay has defeated Chicago. And Cincinnati over Pittsburgh. Minnesota, winner over Detroit. Green Bay over Dallas. Play action. McMahon with a lot of time on the run. McMahon to the 31-yard line. Dennis Smith popped down on him after he tried to cut back and slip there. But here again, the veteran McMahon seeing the opportunity and seizing the chance to gain some yardage when he couldn't get anything done downfield.
Yeah, what he saw was no receiver open. Bernstein on the right side of your screen is trying to get open, but there's a defender out there, and so McMahon takes that open lane and gains a nice 4 yards on first down. That's not bad at all.
Spencer has 30 yards on 5 carries here in the first half. 2nd and 7. McMahon, and incomplete. Caravello had it and couldn't hold it, and they're calling it no catch, incomplete pass. He was really racked by Atwater. You know, I talk about this All-American from Arkansas, the top tackler, and he rolled in there and made sure that he couldn't hold on to that ball. They rule no possession here.
Well, let's see. It's a tough try for Caravello, but the ball appeared to be right on target, and it appeared to me from up here that he just dropped it. Sure, that was a good hit by Atwater. We really couldn't see the end of the play. Let's look at this angle of it. See if we can follow that ball into Caravello's hand. Oh, sure, that should have been a completion all the way. People here are looking for the fumble, Joe.
3rd and 7. Walker and Holland and Miller are all in there with Bernstein. And down goes McMahon. Carl Mecklenburg and Michael Brooks doing the job, putting the pressure on McMahon. Simon Fletcher also in there with good penetration. They were coming, and they had on their mind one thing: get to that quarterback.
Well, you mentioned 3 players, and they're all linebackers. Carl Mecklenburg, Brooks, and Fletcher. They're all linebackers, and they rush hard here. And right in the middle of your screen, 77 Mecklenburg comes totally untouched. They didn't have a man blocking him, so something went awry with that Charger blocking scheme.
There's Hank Ilisic, the 13-year veteran from the Canadian League, who's come on board, averaging 42.4 in his couple of games with San Diego. Punch-style kicker, 2-stepper. Ken Bell is back to receive this punt. Bell will be looking right up into a cloudless, sunny sky. The kick into the end zone. It'll come out to the 20-yard line. Ilisic looked like he was trying to get that out of bounds here on the near side. 42-yard punt. 10 minutes to play in the first half. We're tied up here in Denver, 3-3. Jay Randolph along with Joe Namath. What are your thoughts regarding the selection of a new commissioner? They're going to get together down in Dallas next Tuesday.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to be able to decide on a new commissioner. I, for one, have to lean toward the Young Turks in that, Jay, this job has so many responsibilities. I don't know that one man can handle it. I think in this day and age, they're going to allocate different responsibilities, have a commissioner and maybe a deputy or two, but I don't see them hiring a commissioner or selecting one anytime soon.
Well, I think you probably are right. I used to think the Senate was the most private club in America, but now I think it's the owners of the NFL. Politically, it's very tough to get them together and agree, and one has to wonder what the rush is. Art Modell will be the key if, in fact, Jim Finks gets the job, I believe. And, of course, it'll be interesting to see if they can come to some conclusion, but we may end up with Paul Tagliabue. We might end up with two people running the league. We might end up with some committees running the league until they can decide what they want. It's going to be most interesting. Some people suggest they just ought to lock them up in a room down there and let them duke it out. I don't know. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. And over the middle. That's Johnson. And he is close to the first down. Martin Bayless, the strong safety, 44, made the tackle. Billy Ray Smith was coming after John Elway.
Well, Vance Johnson, Elway's receiver on the last play, was quite vocal about last week's game in that the game plan didn't have Elway throwing the ball to the wide receivers often. So that's another thing that Denver wanted to try and get accomplished this week. Short down right in short yardage. I'd look for him to stick the ball and get the first down on the ground right now.
They've got the two tight ends, K88 and Mobley 89 in there. And Bobby Humphrey gets the call, found a little opening, and has the first down. He was met by Billy Ray Smith, 54, and Joe Phillips, 75. First down for Denver. Well, they're going to ask for the change to come in, but no, they're not. They've changed their mind.
I'll tell you, a guy that's doing a well of a job for these Broncos is the center, Keith Karts. Now, he's had an ear infection for the last 2 weeks, has lost approximately 15 pounds, and he's weak. He's going up against Charles and Phillips, two huge nose tackles, and right now they don't have him covered. But let's keep an eye on Karts to see if his endurance holds up.
Karts is quite a story. He overcame cancer. He's from Encinitas, went to school at California. Alexander starting the day with a 3.5 rushing average, and Humphrey trying to do a little blocking. Humphrey's not near the blocker that Winder is. Tackle made by Plummer, number 50.
No, he's not. Here, let's look in the pits where the games are won and lost. There, Lee Williams gets around Karts quite quickly, and Williams is able to come over. Well, he doesn't get in to help out on Alexander. But Williams is so quick, he jumps around blocks so many times, and especially on pass protection, he can jump around a block and get back there in the quarterback's face.
Broncos have outscored their opponents 66-20 in the first half this season. On second down, Elway steps up, he throws. That's Clarence Cade. Doesn't have the first down. He's at the 39-yard line. Tackle made by Plummer, number 50, and we've got to look at this, Joe, from the end zone.
Yes, but if you look at the right side of the screen, you'll see the wide receiver possibly come open. Elway has his mind made up to take Clarence Kay right in the middle, but there you see Vance Johnson, 82, was wide open. Elway is still not on his game, folks.
Bert Grossman, the rookie from Pittsburgh, 92, with a rib problem, and we don't know yet whether he's going to be able to return or not. Now the Chargers are calling a timeout. Billy Ray Smith wants to come over and talk things over, and that'll give Elway a chance to come to the near sideline and visit with the hierarchy of the Denver Broncos. We'll have more right after this with those home runs. And that shot Canseco hit, wow, that's some team. It's beginning to look more and more like it's going to be a Bay Area World Series. Vance Johnson and Michael Young are in the lineup for the Broncos here on 3rd and 2. And the pass is caught by Johnson. He's got the first down. He had to take that one right off the shoe tops. Gil Byrd was there with the coverage, but I don't know how you prevent a catch like that, Joe.
No, you don't, really. You just have to hope that the ball's a little bit offline, or the defender, Gil Byrd, in this case, is there early enough to jar the ball loose, and in that time he wasn't.
San Francisco has taken the lead at New Orleans. Seattle's leading Kansas City. The Rams over Atlanta 10-7. Washington shutting out Phoenix. Here it's 3-3. Barr a 39-yard field goal, then Treadwell for Denver from 46 yards out. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Bobby Humphrey spinning all the way to the 46-yard line. Humphrey started the day 7th in the AFC in the rushing department, 192 yards, and getting good blocking that time from Keith Bishop, 54 up front.
Well, you hit it right on the nose. 54 pulls and leads through that hole, and Leslie O'Neal was pushed off by the big tight end, Clarence Kay. Just opened a nice hole there for Bobby Humphrey.
The Chargers now have Williams 99, Plummer 50, Cedric Figaro number 51, and Grossman back in the lineup. Humphrey at the 45-yard line. He's stalled by Leslie O'Neal, number 91. Joe, we talk about the problems of getting a commissioner. I kind of agree, with a lot of people who say it's not that urgent that it be done immediately. I think what is urgent is that they maybe will have an opportunity to redefine the job. We'll have a measurement here as they bring the chains in. Broncos' #1 defense in the NFL versus the rush. 15 takeaways, 9 interceptions, 6 fumble recoveries, second in the AFC. And of course, we mentioned Gil Byrd with those 3 interceptions, tying for the AFC lead. The Chargers have 9 takeaways, no giveaways in the past 2 weeks, and up to now, we've had no turnovers from either side. Doug Weidel, talented rookie out of Boston College, powerful drive blocker. They really like this kid. He's in the lineup up front now for the Broncos, number 67. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Elway, and Alexander can't come up and make the catch. Elway throwing on the run, and they just couldn't hook up.
Couldn't hook up, Jay. I thought Elway would run that ball all the way to the end of the ballpark.
I think maybe Alexander thought so, knowing Elway. Why wouldn't he go on with it?
Don't take a chance on throwing it. Now, look here. Why take a chance on putting the ball in the air?
Alexander must be saying, come on, John, I'll block for you.
Elway's not making good decisions, folks. Sure, they're 3-1 so far, but they got on top early in 3 of those games, as a matter of fact, and the defense has been carrying this Bronco team. Elway's yet to work himself into a good rhythm.
This is his 12th game in his career against the Chargers. He's not fared too well. That's Winder. Winder whacking down to the 36-yard line. Got a good block from Juriga, 66. Lyles, 24, making the stop. Reminder that our viewers, of course, will be interested, as we will, in selecting the Budweiser MVP for today's game. And Joe and I and the crew will get that done when we finish this one up here today. Who will it be? 3rd and 3 coming up.
Pretty poor tackling that last time on Elvis Patterson's behalf. He should have had that ball carrier for 5 yards less than the ball carrier made.
Elway out of the shotgun. Steve Sewell, number 30, is in the lineup. That was Mobley going in motion. Out it comes to Sewell. Sewell. And he's got the first down as he was banged out at the 32 by Johnny Thomas, who was in there in the prevent defense, number 47. Thomas out of Baylor, former Washington Redskin draft pick. He was selected number 7 by the Skins.
Well, right there, number 23, Roy Bennett, leaving the field. Now, he came on a blitz that time, too, and Elway just simply saw both defenders coming. Look on the right side of your screen. No one is left to cover Sewell. There you see 23 across the line, and Sewell wide open on the right side.
Bennett had an interception last Sunday at Phoenix. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. And the flea flicker, and on the run, Elway. He's going to run this time, and he is out of bounds at the 18-yard line. There goes the flag. That was Bert Grossman over there, along with Leslie O'Neal. They were coming after him, and it was O'Neal that hit him late, and the flags were immediately thrown. They'll tack on some extra here.
Just no excuse for O'Neal's mistake.
Unnecessary roughness. Number 91 defense. First down.
Folks, you see on the sideline, there's a 6-foot wide white strip. Now, right now, San Diego's defensive backs are in great shape, so Elway can't throw the ball. But this wide white strip on the out of bounds is supposed to tell these defenders, you're not allowed to get out there. And look where he hits Elway, a good 5 feet out of bounds.
And as you see it again, he could have gone on by Elway there. He knew what the situation was, and so did John. You see him point to the flag?
Oh, sure, he's late.
First and goal to go at the 9-yard line. 4 minutes remaining. 3-3 game. We're in the first half. Humphrey down to the 4. May have gotten to the 3. Making the play, Plummer, number 50. He's had a very good first half as Plummer out of California, top tackler for the Chargers. Wydell, a rookie, doing the blocking up front, 67. I want to watch him because, as we mentioned, the Chargers are extremely high on this rookie. He was drafted in the second round. They had a couple of picks. He was 2A. There he is. Wydell, 6'4", 290. Second and goal. Humphrey barely back to the line of scrimmage. Might have lost about a half a yard.
Good, tough defense down here by the Chargers. The right side of your screen. Grossman gets good penetration, but Figueroa and Bayless actually are over there to make the play. 51 Figueroa, and then Bird comes in to help out.
Cedric Figueroa out of Notre Dame on IR. 10 games of last season. He was a 6th-round draft choice. Here is third and goal to go, just inside the 5-yard line. Elway out of the shotgun. Broncos spread out all over the field. Penalty marker. Elway's got a free play. Threw it away, trying to get it to Vance Johnson. They passed too high, but Elway figured that he again had used that cadence call of his to draw the Chargers offside. Let's see if in fact that is it. It is.
I'll tell you, Gunther, coach of the Chargers, has to be furious. I mean, the Chargers are schooled. They're taught, go on the movement of the ball. There's Gunther Cunningham in the white shirt right there with the glasses, and he's upset with his players.
Number 92 defense, still third down.
They don't want those players to pay attention to the cadence of the quarterback. Now, you watch the screen, you're going to see these defenders. The left side, look at the left side over there. There's Grossman going across the line and did not get back. What they're taught is to move, go across the line on the movement of the ball, not on the quarterback's cadence.
Third and goal at the 2. Sewell is back there, along with Humphrey. That's Sewell going in motion. The give to Humphrey. He stopped. He couldn't cut it back inside. And
well, it's no secret, Jay, that Bobby Humphrey is an artificial turf player. At his best, he's at his best on the turf. Here he has a hole to cut back, but he doesn't quite get back in there with that good, secure footing that you get on the artificial turf. But I'm not too sure he'd have gotten in that end zone anyway.
It was a good job by Plummer and Figueroa plugging up the hole.
Sure.
Treadwell now has kicked 10 out of 10 field goals. John Elway coming off. Gary Kubiak checking the men on the field and getting set to hold. And now timeout is called. They don't have enough people on the field. Denver's going to have to call a timeout. We'll come back right after these messages.
I was feeling pretty good when I saw my boy Joe in that new Oldsmobile. I thought...
Jay Randolph and Joe Namath at Mile High Stadium. Denver only had 10 men on the field when they were getting set to attempt the field goal. They are not going to be charged with a timeout, though, because we reached the 2-minute warning. It's a 3-3 game. The field goals on each side, Barr from 39 yards and Treadwell from 46. There's Dan Reeves. How well I remember the first time I ever saw him on the field in Dallas when he joined the Cowboys as a free agent in '65. And he and Landry, they had a chemistry together. was doing the Cowboy Network in those days. What a fine gentleman this fella is. And he still has a warm place in his heart for the University of South Carolina Gamecocks. My boy's in school down there these days, and we were talking about that. This kick will come from the 8. 18-yard field goal with Kubiak holding for the youngster Treadwell. Nice story about Treadwell in the Rocky Mountain News today. It's up, it is good, and he is still picture perfect. And more importantly, Denver has the lead, 6-3. 1:57 remaining, first half, Mile High Stadium.
NBC Sports coverage of the National Football League is brought to you by Today Chevrolet, who invites you to see why nobody's winning like the heartbeat of America. By the First Brands Corporation, makers of Prestone Advanced Formula Antifreeze. And by Anheuser-Busch. We brew our fine quality beers to be enjoyed responsibly. Remember, know when to say when.
And Treadwell set to kick off. Holland out at the 15, the 20, back into the middle, slips and falls at the 23-yard line. And popping down on him was Mark Mumford, the linebacker, number 51. We've had a lot of long scoring drives and no touchdowns scored yet in a 6-3 game. No turnovers yet. 1:51 remaining in this first half. Next Sunday, doubleheader football. You see Houston and Chicago. And then Indianapolis after that big win today over Buffalo. They'll be coming in here to Mile High Stadium to play the Broncos. Jim McMahon. McMahon straight back. Down he goes. And it was Andre Townsend and Carl Mecklenburg. The noseman Townsend playing for the injured Greg Cragen and Mecklenburg. They came in to bring McMahon down.
Well, this was one of the first times, actually the second, that Denver knew San Diego was going to pass, and Denver was able to get that pressure back there with Andre Townsend and Mecklenburg both getting back.
Timeout called by the Broncos to stop the clock with 1:44 remaining in the first half. A picture postcard day in Denver. Mile High Stadium, the University of Missouri Tiger Marching Band getting set to entertain the folks here at halftime. They'll be better than the football team yesterday. I can tell you that. They're a good band. They definitely have more draft choices in that band than Missouri's Tiger football team right now, but Bob Stull's going to do a good job at Missouri in time. McMahon putting it up downfield and intending it for Wayne Walker. The coverage by Wyman Henderson and good pressure from Andre Townsend, 61. You surprised he threw the ball there?
I am surprised because with 1:38 left, I would have run the ball. Here you see McMahon go. He really doesn't have anybody open here. He throws the ball long, and you'll see the receiver's inside. The ball's going outside. I mean, it's not even close to a completion. All they've done was give Denver another timeout by throwing that incompletion, and McMahon takes a pretty good lick here at the end of the play, too. There's Andre Townsend saying, "Hello, come here, Jim. Let me get hold of you."
Both teams have 2 timeouts remaining. 1:38 left in the first half. 3rd and 18 from the 15. That's Bernstein. No gain. Alfonso Carricker, number 92, and Atwater, 27. They read that very well. Carricker stayed at home. Another timeout with 1.5 minutes to play in the first half. Back with more after this. Francisco over New Orleans there in the second quarter. L.A. Rams 17-7 over Atlanta. Ilisic to do the punting. Ken Bell downfield. Broncos hoping to have another chance to put points on the board before halftime. Ilisic with that boomer. Look at this punt. All the way back to the 21-yard line goes Bell. He's at the 35 and down there. Boy, a booming putt by Ilisic. 63-yarder, Joe, 13-yard return.
I know, and he doesn't have great form. You'll see his leg only gets up to his waist. He doesn't follow through. a great deal, but he hit some of the longest punts. You know, Alisic has had at least one 70-yarder, at least one in every of his 13 seasons that he's played. Now, that's some kind of a punter.
And I tell you, his teammates love him. 13 seasons up in the CFL, signed when he was 17 years old in Edmonton, and they really have been kidding him and having a lot of fun with him since he's come on board. The Charger team has taken to him. Really like him. Out of the shotgun, Elway. On the run. And out of bounds at the 34-yard line, stopping the clock. Run out by George Hinkle. 1:13 remaining in the first half.
Big George Hinkle in there putting on the pressure, and Elway had some time really to find the receiver down there even while he was running around with the ball. But I tell you, this Charger coverage in the secondary is doing a pretty good job. Here you see the fellas, the Chargers dropping back into different zones right now, and they're taking away all those pass lanes, with the exception of the top of the screen. There's no one for John to throw the ball to. Good coverage.
Sewell is in there. Of course, the Broncos missed the third amigo, Ricky Nattiel, who's on IR. Elway at the 40, sliding at the 45-yard line. I don't know if he got the first down or not. It depends on where they mark it. Looks like he did.
Well, you know, I'm surprised since no one touched him down. Wherever he slid to a stop is where they should put the ball.
It is a first down. 50 seconds left in this first half. Again from the shotgun. The throw too high and wide. Looked like he's trying to get it to Sewell over there, but very good coverage by Roy Bennett. Bennett, 23. Former great star in the CFL out of Jackson State. Elway forcing the ball. He indicated that that's been a problem, and so did this man, his head coach, Dan Reeves.
Well, when we say forcing the ball, you know, Elway is trying to make some things happen. Especially last week at Cleveland, the offense was having a tough time, and by forcing the ball, he's trying to stick it in there when there's not much room. And I tell you, that's going to catch up to the quarterback, throwing it in there where it's crowded.
Second down and 10. Again, Elway from the gun. And to the far sideline, is it a catch? It was Michael Young who was there, and it is a catch. Boy, what a good job. Young in front of Elvis Patterson to make the play. Clock running with 25 seconds remaining in this first half. Elway calling out the signals. And another throw to the far sideline, way over the head of Michael Young. Michael Young making that catch over there. Looked a little bit, Joe, like he might have trapped the ball, but when you're in that hurry-up offense, there's no time for the replay people to take a look.
Oh, well, no. Those replay people, if there's any doubt, they'll stop it.
They'll stop play. That's
right.
They'll
say, hold it, stop.
That's right. Even though they're in a hurry, they would still get a message down on the field. So apparently they felt it certainly was a catch. 16 seconds left of the first half. Elway running up the middle and gets to the 37-yard line with 8 seconds remaining. They call timeout.
Now, you see, if the Chargers don't try that pass play on second down, Denver doesn't have a timeout here to use. That's why I didn't like that long pass on second down in that situation. They gave the Broncos an extra timeout, and here they are now with 8 seconds left and have a chance at a field goal, Jay.
Coming up at halftime, Marv Albert, O.J. Simpson. They'll bring you scores and highlights of the activities in the National Football League on this 5th Sunday of play in the '89 NFL season.
You know, I don't know whether Treadwell's in range or not. Right now, the ball's on the 37-yard line. That'd be 47, 54-yard try, and he doesn't have a strong leg, even though he's extremely accurate.
His longest this year, 46 yards. He is now 11 of 11 in field goals and 11 of 11 in PATs. Elway has 30 yards rushing here in the first half. He has gone over the 1,500 mark in rushing, and as a quarterback is one of the top 10 rushers all time, of course, in the quarterback ranks.
San Diego must not let John Elway complete a pass to the sidelines right now. Let him complete anything he wants in the middle of the field. The half will end. Don't let him hit the sideline pad.
And from the shotgun with 8 seconds remaining, Elway going long downfield and incomplete, intending it for Steve Sewell. Well, they're going to give Treadwell a chance. His perfect record might come to a close here. This is the biggest challenge he's had. You were asking him yesterday if he liked kicking off the grass, and he said, yeah, I enjoy the grass better than the turf.
Well, that's because of his career as a soccer player. The boy didn't play football in high school, as you mentioned earlier. He's used to kicking that soccer ball off the ground, so he has made an easier adjustment than most kickers coming out of college that used to be able to use a tee and then would have to kick it off the ground.
Rich Carlos and his folks overplayed their hand. He's gone, and Treadwell tries to keep the perfect record. 54-yarder. No, not going to get there. Did somebody get a hand on it? I think so. Somebody got a hand on it. We're at halftime at Mile High Stadium in Denver, Colorado on a beautiful, beautiful afternoon. And the Denver Broncos have the lead 6-3. Watch the replay. Somebody get a hand on it?
Someone's gonna get a hand on it. Yes, sirree. I can't tell who it was. But Leslie O'Neal may have been up there. I don't know. But that ball certainly changed its trajectory.
Denver with the lead. We're at halftime in the Mile High City.
Just overplayed his hand, huh?
That's what I'm told, and it may have had something to do with the gentleman who represents him, of course. Denver with the lead. We're at halftime in the Mile High City.
Just overplayed his hand, huh?
That's what I'm told, and it may have had something to do with the gentleman who represents him. Of course, the agents get involved in those things. Here is Chris Barr. Chris, a Plan B player. 9th all-time scorer, 2nd active scorer. Kicking off, and a boomer, and that's Ken Bell, and he'll down it, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. Now, let's take a look at that missed field goal. And
boy, I'm almost sure this thing gets blocked somewhere. Let's try and watch that ball very carefully as it leaves Treadwell's foot and going up, and it could be O'Neal, number 91, getting his right hand on it. In fact, if I were a wagering man, I'd make a bet that O'Neal got a piece of that.
Well, we just get word that there was no touching or blocking on the play, according to the officials. So
I don't believe it.
That's one for you, Joe.
I don't believe it.
Well, that's the word we get from the field. Elway opens with a pass to Vance Johnson. He's at the 30, out of bounds at the 35. Cedric Figaro, number 51, the inside linebacker, making the play on Johnson. Talented artist. There is Figaro out of Notre Dame. They pronounce the first name Cedric. Sammy Winder, I note now, is in the backfield for the Broncos. Winder, 45 career touchdowns. Tied with Haven Moses. That's him with a football to the 39-yard line. Bert Grossman, 92, with a tackle. Good blocking by Gerald Perry, number 60 at left tackle.
Well, this whole middle of the line of the Broncos seems to be doing a pretty good job. Phillips, number 75, is blocked out of the way by Bishop that really created that hole for Winder to get through. Both of these offensive lines are doing a pretty good job until they get into a must-pass situation. When they do, these defenses, they just put those ears back and come like crazy at the quarterback.
Denver leading 6-3, 2nd and 5 at the 39-yard line. In motion, Clarence Kay, the tight end, out of the backfield. They come here to the near side. Humphrey can't handle that low toss. Billy Ray Smith helping Humphrey up. Elway looking at the sideline. The shadows start to engulf this near sideline about this time in the afternoon. Elway 89 yards so far.
Well, I asked John yesterday how his shoulder was feeling, how his arm was feeling, because a lot of his passes to me, it seems, have been coming up short, and he's been inconsistent. But John says his shoulder is fine. He's just pressing a little bit because he hasn't found the kind of rhythm he wants. Here, the ball is very low, and even though it was a little wobbly, you don't mind the wobble. as long as the ball gets there. You don't care how it looks.
3rd and 5. Elway going downfield. Vance Johnson couldn't quite get there. Oh, that came close to being a big play.
Well, I think he got there.
Yeah, he got the pass there. Gilbert, 22, had the coverage again. And it was a tough catch for Johnson, looking up into that sun, but one that he might have been able to make.
Oh, you're right, Jay. I mean, it would have been a tough catch. It would have been a great catch. But the ball comes over top of his head. Elway puts the ball in a good position for Johnson to make this catch. And as Johnson adjusts, he has to adjust his head, and he can't quite find the ball to be able to handle it.
Mike Horan on to do the punting, his first punt of the day, averaging 42.3. Dana Brinson back downfield, 33 to receive the kick. Brinson at the 21. Brinson to the 25, at the 30, 35, still going at the 40. He's at midfield. Brinson down to the 40 and out of bounds. On the far sideline, it was Horan who made the play over there. Horan made a saving tackle in Cleveland, and he makes the stop as Dana Brinson comes up with a dandy return. 52-yard return after a 39-yard punt.
Dana the Rock Brinson, I might say. He asked to be called. That's his nickname from his college days. Now, that is good running. He's able to keep his balance. He should get the ball in his other arm sometime right now so he could help ward off that defender. But a good run by the Rock, Dana Brinson.
And the Chargers set up shop at the 29-yard line. McMahon giving it to Spencer. Spencer banging forward inside the 25. Carl Mecklenburg, 77. Andre Townsend, 61. Were there to make the stop.
You like this kind of yardage on first down. Caravello, number 46. Oh, what a good hit. My goodness, he put a hit on character, number 92. It opened up a nice hole. Once again, Caravello at 270 pounds, Jay. He can deliver a heavy lick.
Good trap blocking there by the Chargers. 13 minutes to play, third quarter. Denver leads at 6-3. Spencer again. Nothing happening that time. Big play made by Townsend. And now a little scuffle breaks out downfield as Joel Patton was into it for San Diego with a couple of the Broncos. You know, we talked about Andre Townsend, 6-year veteran from Mississippi, playing his 80th consecutive game today and playing for Craig Cragen. And Cragen is missed, certainly, but Townsend's done a good job. Mecklenburg had indicated to us that with Cragen in there, he didn't have to do it all, that their defense was able to get more chemistry among all the players. 3rd and 2 at the 21. Jim McMahon's got a man. It's the tight end, Arthur Cox. He's at the 10-yard line where Atwater makes the tackle. First down for the Chargers.
Exactly what we talked about in the beginning of the game. This Denver zone defense is going to leave some areas open around the middle of the field and in the seams for the tight ends to get to. And that time McMahon went right away to Arthur Cox. He didn't have a soul on him. He was wide open.
Phoenix has come back to lead the Washington Redskins in D.C.
I didn't see that.
14-13.
Oh, my goodness.
1st and 10 at the 11-yard line. There is Marion Butts, the rookie. Again, they're doing that trap blocking. Mecklenburg, 77. Simon Fletcher, 73 on the stop.
Well, Caravello got his block on Townsend. You'll see Caravello block the nose tackle, and that will take Townsend out of the play. But the other defenders of, that's Dennison, number 55, that makes the first hit, the linebacker for Denver. They were there to hold it to a 2 or 3 yard gain.
I mentioned early in this telecast that Chargers have not had a touchdown here since 85. San Diego did win a game here in 86. 9-3, an all field goal game. Butts is down to the 2-yard line, and Tyrone Braxton ties him up there, number 34. Dan Henning has got to be very pleased. Broncos have shut out the Chargers 2 of the last 3 meetings and outscored them 80-3, but Denver is in an absolute dogfight right now.
Yeah, watch Butts. Now, this is all power. He gets just a little crack in here, and then he's able to explode through it. And those arm tackles, they don't even slow him down. Andre Townsend, 61, gets an arm on him, but Butts continues to drive toward that goal line. Strong runner.
We're going to have a measurement, and they're short of the first down by about 2 feet. You watch this Butts and you realize that he hardly ever ran the ball in college. No wonder Sammy Smith could get yardage running behind him.
You know, a big point was made about the offense of the Chargers missing Anderson, Gary Anderson, the running back. Coming into this game, the rushing game of the Chargers was an identical carbon copy of last season's statistics for the first 4 games. So do they really miss Anderson in the running game? I don't know.
3rd down. This crowd trying to cheer on the defense of the Denver Broncos. McMahon trying to get his troops a first down or a touchdown, and there it is. The rookie Marion Butts is in the end zone, and San Diego has the lead.
Against the #1 rushing defense in the NFL, I might add, San Diego moved the ball smartly on the ground this drive.
6 touchdowns, half a dozen, cousin, for Mr. Butts.
Good hole on that left side of the line. Joel Patton still doing a good job over there, even though he's playing on a very painful knee. He wanted to play. He went to Coach Henning and said, "Coach, I want to play." They had planned to start Joey Howard. Spencer threw another good block in there, too, the big fullback.
.10:18 remaining. 3rd quarter. We'll be back right after this.
NBC Sports coverage of the National Football League is brought to you by Coors Light. Pure brewed in the Rockies, the Silver Bullet won't slow you down. It's the right beer now. By Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven
Chris Barr kicking off for San Diego. At the goal line, Ken Bell. Bell at the 15, out to the 20, spins to the 24-yard line. And it was Butts there to make the stop, number 35.
Well, here we have the Denver defensive line coach talking to 61 right there, Andre Townsend, because Townsend says, "Hey, what is this? This big number 46 keeps coming down and trapping on me." And those running plays are successful. I think what the Denver Broncos would have to do is get some linebackers to get penetration into that hole before Caravello can just tee off on the nose tackle. He's having an open day on these linemen, just cracking back on them.
The scoring drive, Chargers leading 10-6 in that Phoenix-Washington game. 2 touchdowns by Hogaboom to J.T. Smith in the last 7.5 minutes of the first half has given the Cardinals the lead there. This is a catch. Beautiful move over there by Mark Jackson. He looked a little like a ballet dancer as he made the effort to stay in bounds. That's his 2nd catch.
Well, Mark Jackson has Elvis Patterson turned around and heading down the other end of the field. There you see Patterson at the top of your screen, almost 10 yards away from Mark Jackson. He got both feet inbounds nicely, but you've got to wonder why Patterson is a good 10 yards away from him on that play.
Well, for the first time, we're going to get the replay officials looking at this play, but from what we saw, it looked like a catch.
Yeah, his feet were in, but was he juggling the ball? All of us looked and saw his feet. Now let's watch the ball, too. Does he have complete control of that football when both feet are down? And that's something that, he has it in one hand. Sure, he has control of that ball.
Please reset the stadium clock to 9.
Well, there's a problem with the stadium clock. Apparently, the replay officials were not looking at it.
Thank you.
I'll bet you they did look at it sometime.
We looked at it, didn't we? Yep. Elvis Patterson, the coverage you mentioned, number 34, they call him Toast. He's out of Kansas, used to be with the Giants. Elway, and the catch made by Jackson, who went high into the air at the 50, his 3rd catch. Gil Bird with the coverage.
Well, Bird couldn't do anything about Mark Jackson that time. Jackson was open. Elway got the ball out there, even though it's high. Elway went to the right man before Leslie O'Neal hit Elway. And watch how he stretches out. Gets both hands up there high and is able to hold on to it.
Think he can slam dunk?
I'll bet he can. even with two hands, I'll bet.
9:15 left in the third quarter. Chargers have the lead 10-6. First and 10 at the 49-yard line. Denver on the move. The pitch back to Humphrey. Humphrey, tough going in there as he gets near the 47-yard line. Number 50 down on the pile. Gary Plummer's had a good game. Plummer played in the USFL. Free agent, a very smart performer out of California. Gerald Perry with a good block. 26 is Bobby Humphrey coming off. And of course, as we mentioned, the shadows engulf the near side of this field late in the afternoon. Makes it tough for our technicians shading the pictures for you, and it also makes it very tough for the players coming in and out of the sunlight. Second down and 8 at the 47. Elway, and he was in the grasp. He was in the grasp at the 48-yard line. Joe Phillips will get credit for the sack. Phillips, number 75.
Well, Phillips gets back there. Elway has time initially, but he can't find anyone open downfield. And then 75, Big Joe Phillips, gets in there to make the tackle. Now, you know, Phillips played 16 games in '86 for the Vikings. I didn't hear much about Phillips because I wasn't following the Vikings. This is no youngster out there. I mean, he's only in his 4th year, but he's got a lot of battle scars, and he's done a good job.
Wants to be a lawyer. He's in his 2nd year of law school at San Diego. Third down and 13 at the 48 from the shotgun. Elway steps up, and penalty markers are down as Elway goes down at the 40-yard line. Leslie O'Neal will be credited with the sack if this penalty doesn't blow the play away. Offside, Chargers.
Oh, that's so frustrating for the coach. Third down and they go offsides. All they have to do is watch the ball movement.
Offside, number 99 defense, still third down.
Call against Lee Williams, the sack leader of the Chargers. Bobby Hebert, a 19-yard pass to Dalton Hilliard. 7:29 left in the third period, and New Orleans goes up 17-3 over San Francisco. Saw the jump there by Lee Williams. 3rd and 7. Elway, ball batted and almost intercepted on a great play by Billy Ray Smith. Orson Mobley, the tight end, 89, the intended receiver, and you can see the concern in John Elway's eyes. He hasn't been able to get it going.
No, the receiver is going to come from right to left, and you'll see 54, Billy Ray Smith, get his left hand up there, and then he looks like he gets to this ball. He just, no, not quite. It was out of his reach. Good try, though.
He gave it a real good try.
He did do that.
Punting time. Mike Horan out of Long Beach State, the 6-year veteran, former Atlanta Falcon. Dana Brinson, who almost broke one, is back. They're kicking away from him to the far side. It goes out of bounds. There is a penalty marker. They're going to mark it at about the 14-yard line, but let's see what the penalty is.
I tell you, Lee Williams is happy that
holding. Wow, holding against Denver.
Lee Williams is happy that Billy Ray Smith made that play the last time because of his offside penalty, giving Denver new life.
It was a 32-yard punt, but they're going to bring it back. Holding charged against the Denver Broncos. 7:15 remaining in the third quarter. Chargers leading here, 10-6. Chargers looking for their third
Holding,
consecutive
number
victory.
59 offense, still fourth down.
The call against number 50. And there's not a 50 on the field.
I think he called 59 that time. Ken
I
Woodward.
thought he said
Woodward.
50.
Yeah, Woodward was the culprit.
Could have been Tim Lucas. The Rams leading Atlanta. And as I told you, those two Hogaboom touchdown passes have put the Cardinals up 4th and 17 at the 44-yard line. And again, Horan to put it up.
See, that penalty couldn't have been on Woodard. He's for San Diego.
That's right. That's right. That's why I suggested it was Lucas. And the ball out of bounds. And it's going to be spotted at about the 19-yard line. 7:07 remaining. Third quarter. Chargers have the lead. Back with more in a moment. Counseling his offense, hoping that he can get them untracked.
Going to have to do more than just talk about it, Jay. They've got to do it on the field.
37-yard punt a moment ago. Chargers have the lead and the football. Miller coming in motion to the near side. Spencer over the 24 to about the 25-yard line. Mark Mumford now playing inside linebacker for the Broncos, number 51, third-year man from Nebraska, making that play. No turnovers in the last 2 games, none today for the Chargers. Dan Henning and his staff have got to be thrilled at the way things have been going in regard to that. They forced 5 turnovers at Phoenix last Sunday and gained that victory. 21-13, the win over Phoenix at Tempe, Arizona last Sunday. And a frustrating loss, of course, for Denver at Cleveland. 2nd and 3. McMahon throws. He completes it to Bernstein. Bernstein with a first down at the 35-yard line. Tyrone Braxton, 34, and Mumford, 51 on the tackle. Bernstein out of Texas A&M, third-year man. Loves this offense. He's actually a running back, an H-back. He runs, he catches passes. Had knee surgery last year. And incidentally, his stepdad passed away on Thursday of this week. He joined the team here late last night and will be returning to Bryan, Texas. And our condolences certainly to Rod Bernstein and his entire family. 1st and 10 at the 35. Tim Spencer. Spencer ridden down by Atwater. The gain is to the 42-yard line. 27, Victor Floyd in the lineup right now for the Broncos. Floyd out of Florida State. In the top of the 5th inning, Oakland leading Toronto 2-0. Montana, 60-yard pass to Jerry Rice. New Orleans 17, San Francisco 10. They have 6 minutes left in the third quarter there. We have 5 minutes to play in the third period here. Chargers leading at 10-6. 2nd down, 3, 42-yard line.
Let's go, Chiefs!
Downfield. Lyman Henderson had the coverage against Anthony Miller. McMahon airing it out.
Well, Anthony Miller just ran into Henderson, actually. Henderson didn't get in his way. Well, we won't even see it. Right there on the bottom right of your screen, you see Miller kind of pushing Henderson because Henderson kind of crossed in front of Miller, but no harm was done. It wasn't a foul. I was really surprised to see San Diego lead what's gotten them this far in this drive, and that was their running game. They had 2nd and 3 and chose to go over top. Now they're in a tough running, almost a must-pass situation.
Spencer has 52 yards on 9 carries. On 3rd and 3, McMahon on the run, did not get the first down. Andre Townsend, 61 on the tackle. And it's going to be punting time for the Chargers. Hank Ilisic will come on.
Well, there's a good battle going on there with the rookie center, Courtney Hall, and number 61, Andre Townsend. McMahon thought he was going to get first down there, but Mark Mumford, the linebacker, and Townsend recovered to stop him. Good penetration by that Bronco front that time to force McMahon to run the ball.
Ken Bell ready to receive the punt. Ilisic gets it away. Bell coming over, takes it, does a good job, gets out of bounds. Oh, Bell did a good job of stopping, getting his balance, taking it upfield. 45-yard punt. Cedric Figaro ran the ball carrier out. Back with more right after this.
I like quiet little towns like Crested Butte.
Jay Randolph and Joe Namath at Mile High Stadium with you. 3:52 remaining, third quarter. Pat Kelly in the lineup for Denver, number 87. On 1st and 10 from the 18, they give it to Humphrey. Humphrey at the 30, breaks it out of there. At the 50, down to the 40-yard line. Vincey Glenn got him from behind. It was Pat Kelly. I mentioned Kelly in the game, the tight end, 87. He helped to spring him. 42-yard run.
Good running, but bad tackling if you're from San Diego. Gil Berg, number 22, has a pretty good shot on Humphrey. Right here, you see Berg get it both hands on him, but Humphrey's able to explode out of there and make the big gainer, something that the Broncos have lacked for a long time.
They spotted at the 42, so he stepped out there. Jeff Alexander and Bobby Humphrey in the backfield. Elway going long downfield. Jackson intercepted by Gil Byrd, his 4th of the year and number 22 in his career. And they're going to spot the ball, I believe. Well, now let's see. One official says touchback. The other official wants it spotted at the 2. They'll have to discuss this. Here comes our referee, Jerry Seaman. They have to decide about momentum here, Joe.
The ball was intercepted in the field of play, carried into the end zone. By rule, the ball will be put in play by San Diego at the 1-yard line. The spot of the interception, first down.
Well, Elway's a little upset with things. Ideally, you'd like your receiver to be able to go up and battle for this ball, but Gil Byrd just jumps up beautifully, timed that pass reception and got it away from Michael Jackson. It used to be when a defender would intercept a pass in that area of the field and the momentum would carry him into the end zone, it would be touchback. But they've changed the rule recently and it's brought back to the spot where he intercepts the ball.
Tough for McMahon with the noise. And he doesn't want to call a play. Seaman talking with McMahon. And now he will talk with the captains and talk with the Denver team and explain they must help out and ask the crowd for quiet.
With disruptive crowd noise.
Very similar to what happened in Cleveland last Sunday, except the shoe was on the other foot.
That's right.
McMahon giving it to Spencer. Spencer near the 4-yard line. Andre Townsend, 61 on the tackle. Christian Okoye has scored from 13 yards out, and it's Seattle 16, Kansas City 10, 7:53 left in the third period. Bottom of the 5th, Oakland 2, Toronto nothing. Don't forget, National League action comes your way on NBC tonight. Second down and 7. McMahon throwing, and the catch is made. Rod Bernstein has a big play. They've got the first down. Tyrone Braxton had the coverage. What an outstanding catch and throw between Bernstein and McMahon.
Boy, you hit it, Jay. It was both things. I mean, there's good protection, and McMahon puts this ball in the spot it needs to be, over the defender for the outstretched long arms of Bernstein. A nice catch, just a beautifully run play.
36-yard gain.
Once again, we see it. It's just a go pattern with the ball in the right place, and Bernstein's able to hold on to it.
Tim Spencer to the 45-yard line. Steve Atwater, 27 on the tackle. Ron Holmes, number 90, also in there. Holmes with 19 sacks in 50 games. Very quick performer out of Washington who came from Tampa Bay in a trade, number 90. Had a shoulder operation in the offseason. 6'4" and 265, originally a number 1 draft pick and 8th overall in the draft, now a free agent. 2nd and 6 at the 45. Spencer near midfield. Mecklenburg pinched him back with help from Simon Fletcher. They're going to spot the ball at the 49-yard line, about 2 yards short of the first down. 1:40 remaining in the third quarter. San Diego has the lead with Joe Namath, Jay Randolph at Mile High Stadium in Denver. And this big crowd of more than 76,000 beginning to get a little concerned, I'm sure. Marion Butts is now in the backfield along with Spencer. Here comes Bernstein in motion. That's Butts. Butts has the first down, I believe. Michael Brooks, 56, the outside linebacker, got the tackle, and it's going to depend on where the spot is here. It's very, very close.
It's going to be very, very close, and if they don't have the first down, I would be surprised to see San Diego try to pick it up, even if it's an inch or two. Their defense is playing well. I could see them trying to punt the ball back to Denver and bottle them up.
But they got it.
They got it. That's the most important thing. I tell you, Brent Miller, the offensive tackle for the Chargers, has been doing a good job in there, too. We've seen some great trap blocking by these Charger offensive line today.
A big play to get them out of the hole. The 36-yard pass, McMahon to Bernstein. And the clock running. We're inside a minute here in the third quarter. That's Miller at the top of the screen.
Unbelievable. I cannot believe San Diego got caught on a 30-second clock that time. What takes them so long to get the play? There was a timeout, a measurement, you get the play and you run it. That's poor offense.
36 seconds remaining, third quarter. Back after this. Joe Namath and Jay Randolph here at Mile High Stadium. 36 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Chargers 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line of Denver. Number 80, Wayne Walker going in motion. The handoff going to 33, Dana Brinson. Brinson getting down to the 41-yard line. Carl Mecklenburg, 77 on the tackle. Top of the 6th inning. American League Championship Series. Oakland, 2-0. Stewart has a 6-hit shutout going through 5. Let's update you. Indianapolis, Miami, and Philadelphia all victorious, along with New England and Tampa Bay and Cincinnati. Other finals: Minnesota over Detroit and Green Bay over Dallas. And into the late game picture we'll take you. Seattle, Rams, Phoenix leading Washington. There is the end of the third period here. Dan Henning's Chargers have the lead. Jim McMahon with the headband. Says he's trying to change his image, but he still has those purple glasses. Fourth quarter coming up in a moment. We go into the fourth quarter here with San Diego leading 10-6. Butts has the only touchdown in this game, a 2-yarder. We should mention again the problems that are very tough for our technicians on the shading of the video with the shadows that engulf Mile High Stadium at this time in the afternoon. There you can see the problem from the end zone camera. San Diego, 102 yards rushing, 21 carries. They're averaging 4.9 per carry are the Chargers. 2nd down and 3. McMahon's in trouble in the grass. They're going to call in the grass. Alfonso Carricker getting the sack. Trying to get it out to Rod Bernstein, but they were coming at McMahon. Interesting call there.
I don't like it.
I know
mean,
you
again,
don't.
your running game has been doing very well. You're 2nd down and short. Why risk losing any yardage at all? And McMahon's able to get rid of the ball, but not before he's caught in the grass. But I didn't like the call at all. McMahon should know that he's got to get rid of that ball right away, too.
I don't think Coach Henning liked it either. Now it is 3rd and 7. Denver in their prevent defense. McMahon's got his extra wideouts in. The pass is just too long at the 22-yard line for Anthony Miller. The coverage, Mark Haynes, one of the extra defensive backs, the former Colorado All-American. And Hank Olisic will come on to do the punting.
Boy, McMahon would love to have that one over. I mean, he had an open receiver. He just overthrew him. Let's watch Olisic's style again, Jay. He doesn't get that leg up, that follow-through extension of the kicking leg as well as most other punters do.
He's a puncher, a popper, and a very good punter. Wobbly kick. Ken Bell called for the fair catch and went into the end zone. Will come out to the 20. At New Orleans, Montana, 21-yard pass to Taylor. They're tied up as they start the 4th period down in the Cajun country, 17 all. That was a 46-yard punt. Elway back on the field.
We keep talking about Olisic's extension of his kicking leg. Let's watch his kicking leg on this replay and see how high it gets. You'll see very little follow-through. He's a kind of a puncher. Look how high his leg quits. It doesn't even get above his waist. Now let's look at the other side of the coin and see how Horan follows through when he hits the ball. Watch how his kicking leg will go all the way up over his head. Good extension right there.
But Olisic gets the job done. Here's Elway on 1st down. And he goes to the far sideline. The catch is made. Vance Johnson, 1st down. Or was it Mark Jackson? It was. Jackson made the catch. Gilbert on the tackle. And it's going to be spotted at the 39-yard line. Here's the end of it, Joe.
Yes, the end of it, but it starts with good pass protection. The protection was there, and it's just a good catch on a good pass by Elway. But this play would not have worked had Elway not had plenty of pass protection to have the time to wait for that receiver to get so far downfield.
Elway, 13 of 24. 13 and a half minutes remaining. Humphrey to the 43-yard line. Grossman, 92 on the tackle, with help from Jim Collins, 55. Bobby Humphrey, the rookie, getting an opportunity for a lot of work today. Next Sunday, an NFL doubleheader on NBC. You'll see Houston at Chicago as the first half of the doubleheader. Bob Costas will be along, of course, with O.J. in the pregame show. And then Indianapolis, a big winner today at home over Buffalo, going against these Broncos here. 2nd and 6 at the 43. Elway completes it. Vance Johnson's down to the 42-yard line. Billy Ray Smith on the tackle. Johnson's 4th catch of the afternoon. Pressure was put on by Gary Plummer, but Elway did a good job, and those past couple of throws have been on target.
On target, and even with a little bit of pressure, watch how these blockers pick up the blitzer. Number 50 was picked up beautifully by Bobby Humphrey back there in the backfield. That gave Elway the time to get the ball out to his receiver.
That was Plummer who was coming. 1st down. Johnson goes in motion. Humphrey, nothing doing. No gain on the play. Lee Williams, 99, out of Bethune-Cookman, a Pro Bowler last year, and Bert Grossman, 92, the two ends converging to make the tackle.
So far, the San Diego defense has done exactly what Coach Henning wants them to do, and that's not give up the big play on offense, the long touchdown play. They've made Denver work for every bit of yardage they're getting today, and if they don't stop Denver by making them work so hard, there's a good chance Denver will stop themselves with a turnover or a penalty.
Elway throwing to Orson Mobley. Mobley gets a couple of yards before Martin Bayless pulls him down. First catch for Mobley, coming back after the month suspension. Joe, can a team ranked 27th in passing offense and win the division title? And a
No.
team with John Elway at quarterback ranked 27th in passing offense for a full season? I doubt that, but that's what's happened as we take a look at what's happening on the 10-minute ticker. And they're in the bottom of the sixth now in the American League Championship Series. Oakland still holding on 2-0 over Toronto. They're in the bottom of the sixth. It's 3rd down and 8 at the 41 for Denver. And the shotgun situation for Elway. He's in the grasp. Elway goes down. Leslie O'Neal, a very big sack. You may look back on that play with 10:40 remaining and say that might have been one of the keys, as that is the 3rd sack of Elway.
Well, you can't expect this Denver front to keep this relentless rush of the Chargers off Elway all afternoon. Before this game, we knew Elway would be running around quite often for his life. And right now, that was good pressure by Leslie O'Neal getting back there. Big play, maybe the biggest of the game, Jay.
Elway looking out now as Horan is on to do the punting, and Dana Brinson, who had a fine return earlier, is back to receive. And it's a high spiral. Fair catch called for. They let it go into the end zone. It'll come to the 20-yard line. We have 10:09 remaining. 55-yard punt. We'll be back right after these messages from your local station. This telecast presented by authority of the NFL. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of the telecast without the express written consent of the Denver Broncos and the NFL is prohibited. The game is the property of the NFL, Denver and San Diego, and all rights are reserved. That's Spencer or Caravello. Let's see, a fumble, and Denver comes away. Tyrone Braxton. Tyrone Braxton comes away with a football, the 3rd-year man from North Dakota State. It was Spencer.
Well, Spencer gets a little hole, but it appears it gets knocked out or pulled out right here. He just loses the handle on it.
Mecklenburg had a lot to do with it.
Was it Mecklenburg?
Yes, it was. Mecklenburg had a lot to do with it.
Very often, turnovers don't just happen, folks. They're created. They're good defensive plays, and that time Mecklenburg got his arm in there on the ball.
He spun those legs around, too, disjointed him. There's Braxton. Big opportunity. First turnover. San Diego leading. Elway throws out into the flat to Johnson. Johnson's out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Run out there by Elvis Patterson. Well, there's the man with the ponytail. Hey, you and I were wondering, it's tucked underneath that helmet, but what if somebody got a hold of that and just pulled him down? I mean, that's fair, isn't it?
It's fair, that's for sure. All's fair in love and war, someone told me. And I saw that ponytail flopping around last week, and someone certainly could have yanked it. I don't even think it'd be a personal foul, Jay.
I don't think it would. 2nd down and 3. Elway to Humphrey. Tough going. Humphrey gets a yard. Lee Williams, 99 on the tackle with help from Joe Phillips, 75. Nick Lowry's kicked a 25-yard field goal. Seattle leading Kansas City by 3. They have 11:52 to play, 4th quarter. Here, the Chargers have the advantage, but Denver has a golden opportunity. Ball spotted at the 15-yard line where it'll be 3rd down and 2. Jeff Alexander coming back into the lineup for the Broncos. This big crowd of more than 76,000 watching on a perfect day. Elway to Winder. It's going to be close. Winder banging in there. Alexander blocking in front of him. Williams and Phillips again doing the tackling. New Orleans gets a 39-yard field goal from Anderson. They take a 3-point lead with 10.5 to play over San Francisco. And Reeves looking out at the scene. In 81, when he took over here, he was the youngest coach in the National Football League. First down. 9 minutes remaining. Broncos have capitalized on 15 opponents' turnovers that have led to 58 Bronco points. They got the turnover here and are trying to take advantage. They want the touchdown.
You can bet they want the touchdown. They're 4 points down. A field goal would still leave them a point behind. San Diego is well aware of that.
Jackson comes to the right. Johnson to the left. Two tight ends, Kay and Mobley in there. That's Mobley going in motion. And the handoff going to the rookie Humphrey out of Alabama to the 10. Some of the fans don't like the play calling down here, but Joe, you want to be careful. You want to protect the football. Lee Williams, 99 on the tackle.
Yeah, but you can't play scared. You can't play worrying about holding on to the football or worrying about getting interceptions. And that's one of the things that's happened to Denver so far. They're worrying about those kind of things.
Yeah, we could tell by talking with many of the Broncos, especially the offensive people, that they have been concerned. 2nd down and 7. San Diego leading. Rolling. Elway looks, throws, and completes it. And I don't think they're going to call it a catch. They're going to say he was out of bounds. Mark Jackson made the catch. Leslie O'Neal was there, and we've got an argument. Are these inbounds or out of bounds?
Well, let's see if he's out of bounds and then back inbounds for one thing. Some of the players are thinking that he went out of bounds and came in. Here, I can't tell. Oh, yes,
He's
that's
out.
going to be out because both feet need to come down inbounds for it to be a legal reception.
He had the back part of his foot on the line, it appeared. There it is.
Take a look. That left foot, Jay, goes out of bounds before he gets, well, before both feet are inbound. It's an incomplete pass.
Top of the 7th inning, American League Championship Series. Oakland shutting out Toronto 2-0. Remember the National League action tonight on NBC.
Is that the receiver caught the ball inbounds, then stepped out of bounds, completed catch.
Oh, my goodness. Let's see that again. Please, let's see that again. I can't believe he caught the ball inbounds. There, he just now catches the ball, and his foot's on the line. I can't imagine. He didn't have both feet down on the ground when he caught the ball, Jay. That's a bad call.
Well, it's got to be conclusive.
He's got to have both feet in bounds, and he doesn't.
Oh, it looked like that left foot was out of bounds. Now, wait a minute. They're reviewing? They're reviewing again. So we have maybe. It's very tough to see in this picture with the darkness engulfing the field, and tough for Dave Kaminsky, the replay official, who's in his 2nd year of doing replays, an NCAA official for many, many years, but he's definitely out. Joe, I gotta agree with you. I mean, I know you and I are getting old, but we can still see.
We're getting old, and I hope we both get real old too, because it sure does beat the alternative. Yeah, the basic rule once again, and Dan Henning knows it as well as Dan Reeves, both feet must come down inbound. And it appeared to me that last time that the receiver only had, well, his right foot was out of bounds when it came down. Oh, once again, let's see what happens. Watch the ball. He's in the air. Now he's in the air. And the first thing that hits the ground is his left foot out of bounds.
Left foot's out.
There's no way he can be in bounds. Well, maybe there is. If the fellas upstairs say that it's inconclusive, then it's a complete pass.
Right now, 10-6. San Diego with the lead. If San Diego wins this game, both the Chargers and the Broncos will be 3-2.
after further review of instant replay, it is determined that the receiver did step with a foot out of bounds. Consequently, we have an incomplete pass going back.
Joe Namath, that's why you like instant replay. I don't
right.
particularly like it because I think it hurts the pace of the game, but I know you like it.
You know, having played so many years, it gets to be so frustrating when those kind of calls went against you. You know what I also like is that noise rule that we put in too. I don't think a home crowd should be able to dictate how a game is played, and I don't particularly care for the way we're doing it, but I like the noise rule as well.
All right, back to this contest. 3rd and 7 at the 10-yard line. Biggest play of the game for the Broncos and John Elway. Nobody there. Nobody there. Elway might have been trying to go with Vance Johnson, but he's upset. Somebody wasn't where they were supposed to be.
Exactly it. He's talking to his receiver. He's telling him something like he expected him to be someplace else. The ball was so badly thrown and so far behind Johnson, you'd have to think Elway expected him to turn to the outside.
Elway and his receivers were definitely not on the same page there. It is Treadwell on to attempt the field goal. His perfect string went by the boards, but he is 2 out of 3 today. This one will come from the 17, a 27-yarder, and Treadwell has it. And it's a 1-point lead now for the San Diego Chargers with 7:41 remaining. We'll be back with more action from Mile High Stadium in a dandy right after this. Goes down by 1. Treadwell, the kickoff. Holland 86, Miller 83. Back to receive. That's Jim Holland at the 5. Holland at the 20. Out to the 26-yard line. At that point, Lucas, 59, on the tackle. Jaworski, 2-yard pass to Roberts. 2016 Kansas City. They're leading in the 4th period. Here's our score, 10-9 in the 4th quarter. Oakland lead it 3-0. Top of the 7th inning. Oakland trying to wrap it up. Kansas City over Seattle. New Orleans over San Francisco. Earl Farrell, a 44-yard run to give Phoenix the lead over Washington. 7.5 to play. Miller goes in motion to the far side for McMahon and stops over at the top of the screen there. That's Bernstein coming back this way, and the handoff to Spencer. Spencer stays in bounds, gets across the 35. Dennis Smith, 49, on the tackle. Good lead blocking there by Joe Caravello.
Oh, number 46 right here in the middle of your screen. He's on Simon Fletcher, the outstanding linebacker. Fletcher's not able to shake Caravello quick enough to make the play, and Spencer's showing some pretty good speed, but I don't know why Spencer went right to the ground there. Is he hurting? I don't know. I haven't seen running backs just find a hole and get on the ground. And hey, can we look at that one more time? I can't believe that Spencer just actually went down to the ground rather than trying to continue to fight for the first down. Now,
he may have thought he had the first down, and he does, but he's been injured much of his career. But
I don't care. Let's watch this. Now, have you ever seen a running back go to the ground in this fashion before? There's something wrong there. I can't believe he's 100% all right.
He's been watching the quarterbacks in this league do a little sliding, I guess. Huh? Of course, he was trying to stay in bounds.
Nope, I'm not buying any of that.
You're not going to buy any of that.
He's supposed to lower that shoulder and keep plowing right ahead.
If you're back there with him, as McMahon is, you're going to say something to him maybe. Give me a little more effort. 6:50 and counting. Play action. McMahon over the middle, wide open. He's got a man. It is Jamie Holland. And Wyman Henderson on the tackle. They've got the first down. They've been doing a lot of throwing successfully over the middle today. There's a penalty marker down. Holding indicated.
Well, the running game will set up this kind of play action passing. We can't see who's going to be the holder, but McMahon goes to his receiver nicely there. He's wide open, Jamie Holland.
Holding, number 78 offense, still first down.
Well, Joel Patton gets called for the hold. He's shown a lot of courage out there, playing on a knee that kept him out of practice the whole week, and He went to Dan Henning last night, yesterday, and said, I'm going to play no matter what, when no one really gave Patton a chance to play. There he is on the left side of your screen. He's blocking on Ray Holmes, and I can't really see the holding.
1st and 20 at the 27-yard line. Spencer banging his way to the 30-yard line where Carl Mecklenburg met him. A moment ago you saw David Archer, number 15, the second quarterback of the Chargers, sending in some signals. Bernstein is injured. He's down. Bernstein had that knee surgery last year, and he's holding his left leg. We have 6:06 remaining. The scoring, 3 field goals for Denver, 46, 18, and 27 yards by Treadwell. Barr got a field goal from 39, and Butts scored from 2. It is 10-9. The San Diego Chargers have the lead.
So we really doing this?
Knee surgery last year. It was his left knee, and they were working on his left knee here. San Diego has rushed the ball 26 times for 118 yards and a 4.5 average. 2nd down, 17 for McMahon and the Chargers. It's complete. That's Dana Brinson. Brinson, who earlier had a fine punt return, hit by Carl Mecklenburg near the 37-yard line, may have the first down. Montana's thrown his third, or no, he does not have the first down, excuse me. Here it is.
Well, he gets Brinston just coming out there on the right side, and Brinston tries to get all the yardage he can, but the zone defense has the Broncos converging on him. He's going to be about 9.5, 10 yards short of the first down.
Joe Montana's thrown his third touchdown pass of the game at New Orleans, and we'll update you with the ticker in a minute. 3rd and 10. Penalty marker goes down. It's going to be number 78, Joel Patton, who moved early.
False start prior to the snap, number 78 offense.
Mark McGuire has scored on a squeeze bunt. Oakland 4-0, top of the 7th over Toronto. And here is San Francisco coming back with that touchdown pass of Montana's to lead it by 4. Kansas City leading Seattle, the Rams over Atlanta, and Phoenix defeating Washington. Prevent defense for Denver. McMahon spreads his troops out. 3rd and 15. Out it comes to Brinson. Brinson steps out of bounds short of the first down. Run out over there by Mark Haynes, the 10-year veteran from Colorado. And it is going to be punting time for the Chargers, and that'll bring on Hank Ilisic. 4.5 minutes to play. Plenty of time for Elway and the Broncos. Ilisic with a 49-yard average today, his longest 64. Ken Bell is back to receive this punt. Ilisic gets a good one away. Bell at the 10, at the 15, at the 20. Down he goes at the 25-yard line, dumped by Tim Spencer, number 43. So Denver will have it after a 50-yard punt and a 15-yard return. Next Sunday, a doubleheader. NFL Live will kick it off here on NBC with Bob Costas and the crew. Then it's Houston and Chicago. And Indianapolis, with that big win today at home against Buffalo, will come in here to face Denver. Chip Lohmeyer has kicked a 38-yard field goal, 21-16. Phoenix leading with 13-17 left in the fourth quarter at Washington. 10-9, Chargers. Elway over the middle, dropped. Well, Vance Johnson should have made the catch. Leslie O'Neal was there, but I think Johnson would be the first to tell you that he should have made that catch as Plummer again put some pressure on Elway.
Yeah, well, Johnson's liable to also say, hey, look, John, when I'm that wide open, you know, try to get it a little closer to me. Elway still had that ball well out in front. Elway appeared to be backing up as he threw it off balance, and it was a tough pass for Johnson to handle.
4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. 2nd and 10 from the 26. Elway to Mobley. Mobley out to the 33-yard line, short of the first down. Elvis Patterson and Gary Plummer making the tackle on the big 6'5", 259-pounder. Patterson out of Kansas. Low-angle view of this play as Elway was on the run.
Well, he has his mind made up pretty early. He's looking at Mobley all the way that time, and he's able to lay it up there because of that soft zone defense by the Chargers. Mobley was wide open. Big play, 3rd down, and what do we have? 1, 2, 3.
3.5 minutes remaining. Timeout, Denver. Elway brought him out, wants to come over and talk it over. Elway in '87 against this San Diego club, John Elway had his 2nd finest day ever. 387 yards total offense, 40 yards rushing, 347 yards passing. Well, you know, they've lost some time on the clock today, and maybe terminology is the reason, Joe.
Well, you know, a quarterback gets in the huddle, he has a lot of things to say. For example, he'd call this play spread ace, X opposite, key left, 69A out, X and wing sneak on 2, ready break. Well, that takes a while, and usually the quarterbacks end up calling the play twice in the huddle, and that takes even more time. But I think even more at fault here is the delay in getting the play into the quarterback. I think the problem's on the sideline in selecting the play.
By the time you give that information out, you only got 5 seconds left on the clock. 3rd down. Well, I never saw a flag. There was no flag thrown. They were dancing around at the line of scrimmage and in the neutral zone, but there was never a flag thrown. Elway thought for sure that he had them offside.
4th down, buddy. Well, there aren't any flags on the field, so I don't know what you can do. It looks like an accordion, these guys jumping back and forth.
Billy Ray Smith was in the neutral zone. Now we get the offside call. No flags were thrown. Boy, Williams is upset. Number 99, the big guy out of Bethune-Cookman. And look at Henning. Henning says, what is it?
I don't believe it either. I don't blame Dan Henning. There wasn't a flag
were
on
thrown.
the field.
Maybe that
Offside, defense, 1st down.
maybe that staccato calling from Elway mesmerized the officials too.
Yeah, maybe mesmerized the officials, but Henning wants to know why there wasn't a flag out there.
Look at Elway. He knew that he had him offside. Look.
And I think Karts centered the ball on his own count that time. When Karts saw that they were offside, he snapped it.
On 1st down, Elway slips, comes out of there, and gets a couple to the 41-yard line. Lee Williams on the tackle. 3 minutes and 15 seconds and counting here at Mile High Stadium.
Well, Jay, there was no doubt San Diego was offside on that last play. My only question was, why didn't we see a flag by one of the officials, and why did they drop it so long after the play?
2nd and 6 at the 42. And Clarence Kay moving off. Now the flags are flying.
Yeah, but I like the way Kay came out of that stance, boy. He was going to work.
He was firing.
False start prior to the snap. Number 88 offense, still 2nd down.
You watch the left side of your screen, you'll see number 88 fire across that line. He's going to try and block down over there on Lee Williams.
Kay was very upset with his play at Cleveland. He said we weren't in control. I wasn't in control. We didn't play nearly as well as we should have. Wonder what he's going to have to say today. 2:53 remaining. Who will be the winner? From the shotgun, Elway throws, dropped. Well, he should have caught that one, Joe. You can't blame anybody except Johnson. Johnny Thomas with the coverage, 47.
No doubt Elway put the ball in the right place that time. They would have had a nice little gain. Just the dropped pass. There, good protection for Elway. And here you see Johnson, both hands on the ball, right in the bread basket, but must have been a hole in the bread basket. Looky here, it just falls right to the ground.
3rd and 11. 2:50 remaining. Chargers leading at 10-9. Again from the shotgun. And it is complete to Orson Mobley for a first down. Elway's been slipping all over the place, having trouble with his footing. Big catch by Mobley. They're glad to have him back. Got the alcohol problem. He's admitted to it and has been in rehab for 30 days.
Hey, San Diego's in the right coverage. They have cornerback number 23, Roy Bennett, running, but look how far Mobley's outrun Bennett, the cornerback.
Now watch Elway. He's been having trouble with his footing. Look.
Yeah, it's tough. He doesn't set up as sharply as he'd like to. That grass gives way sometimes.
Big first down. Humphrey inside the 45. Billy Ray Smith wrapped him up, number 54, and the clock going toward 2.5 minutes remaining.
Well, Denver certainly doesn't need to be in any kind of hurry at all. If they get another first down, they have the most accurate kicker going for them, and all they need is a field goal to get this game. So I could see Denver just working methodically, trying to continue to move the ball. No panic.
San Diego won here 9-3 without a touchdown in 86. Denver could win today without a touchdown if they can get 3 points from Treadwell. Incomplete. Elway took a shot from Billy Ray Smith. Vance Johnson, the intended receiver, but Elway didn't have much of a chance that time as Smith really rolled in there on him. Bert Grossman also with some pressure, number 92.
Big play by Billy Ray Smith on the right side of your screen right now in the center. He got in there early enough to force Elway once again to throw it poorly. Now, John got that ball off. The receiver was open, but Elway threw it well behind the receiver.
Top of the 8th inning. Oakland 4-0 over Toronto. Tonight on NBC, the National League Championship Series. Penalty markers. George Hinkle, number 97.
Encroachment, number 97 defense.
I cannot believe these Chargers don't understand that they're supposed to go on the movement of the ball. I know Coach Henning knows that, and he's told them that. I know they're anxious. They want to get back there at Elway, but you don't go across that line of scrimmage until you see the ball move on your peripheral vision. On the right side of the screen, 97 goes across the line and makes contact with Keith Bishop.
Joe, I want you to explain when we have a chance what Elway does here, because he's a real master at luring the defense.
Say you're given 4 huts. He might go hut, 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 and that gets the defense to jump. He's going on 5 huts. He does it a couple of times, resetting the clock to 2:05.
It is an art, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And quarterbacks didn't used to do that. Didn't start coming in until the 60s that I was aware of it and privy of it and working hard on it. Some quarterbacks certainly do it better than others.
There's what's happening in the American League. Here, it's a 10-9 affair. 2:05 remaining. 3rd and 3 at the 39. And Humphrey. Very close to the first down. Humphrey trying the right side. And in underneath there,
2-minute warning.
Cedric Figaro made the tackle. The 2-minute warning is given. We will be back with the end of this one right after we take time out for these messages. 10-9, San Diego. 2 minutes of football to be played. Jay Randolph along with Joe Namath. Hope you've enjoyed this action today from Mile High Stadium. And who the winner will be, well, Joe, we don't know. But tell us about that hut count. And, of course, you also can get involved maybe with a little head snap or something. Huh?
Yeah, well, what happens, the head snap comes in, but you have a count on 3 or 4. The quarterback can get up there and say, hut, hut, hut. And he'll give it that hard count. But the most important thing about these hard counts and all is that the offensive team doesn't jump offside. You see, they want to jump too, and when they hear that hard count, they have a tendency to jump offside. So it must be practiced day in and day out on the practice field because you don't want to fool your own team.
You look like a used car salesman doing that. Yeah, we ought to sign him up after that hut, huh? All right. 2 minutes to play. Fourth and 1. The give to Sewell. First down. Sewell out of bounds. Well, Joe, a little gadget play, and it worked to perfection.
Sure did. Leslie O'Neal on the top of the screen doesn't quite get upfield. There's a good block that really kept O'Neal from stopping that play by Jim Jurega, and Sewell makes the first down. Right now, the way Elway's been playing, if I were Reeves, I'd kind of keep him under wraps now. I wouldn't risk putting that ball up in the air too much now.
First and 10 at the 30. Elway throws. Complete. At the 16-yard line, Vance Johnson. And he's hit by Cedric Figueroa. This crowd of better than 76,000 erupting. 6 catches now for Johnson.
Well, if that rookie kicker thought he had pressure before, he's going to have some pressure on him now because they're in striking range with this good pass by Elway downfield. A field goal will win it. I can't see Denver risking putting the ball in the air again.
Humphrey inside the 5. Touchdown! Effort by Humphrey. Henning saw Elvis Patterson have him and lose him. I was thinking, Joe, about last Sunday when they had time. Now, the instant replay people are taking a look. Did he get this in or was he down at the 1? I was wondering.
He gets the ball in, Jay, but his legs may have been down. They may have touched the ground before he stretches that ball out. Now, right now, the knee's down.
Instant replay, the play stands. Touchdown.
Okay, the knee was down.
It's going to stand.
Well, let's see where his knee hits and when the ball breaks the plane. That's the big question. That ball has to break the plane before his knee hits the ground.
Well, you can't really tell from... Well, looked like maybe it did. Yep, very close. Treadwell with the extra point. 1:03 remaining. Joe, I was thinking back just before that play was run to last Sunday. The Broncos, who had played poorly, were in a position to get the lead, and Winder coughed it up. Today, the rookie, Humphrey, out of Alabama, number 1 draft choice. Continuous effort, and he got the job done. It was a big, big play for that young rookie. He is our Budweiser MVP, I'm sure of that, because what a play he made. He was in the right place at the right time and got the job done.
There's old Starburst out there running around, or Sunburst, excuse me. You know, in defense, by the way, of Sammy Winder and his fumble last week, I know it hurt the game, but meantime, that was only his second fumble in 2 seasons. Winder is so reliable.
The MVP award sponsored by Budweiser. There he is, Bobby Humphrey. Budweiser makes a contribution to the United Way on behalf of all the MVPs selected around the league today. Washington has taken the lead over Phoenix. 12-yard pass to Art Monk. 7:40 left in that one. And here Denver has the lead. Can the Chargers come back? Jamie Holland. Holland at the 15, the 20, 25, still going at the 30. He's brought down. Stop made by Darren Carrington and Randy Robbins. Well, at the top of this broadcast, we talked about 2 fellows who are winners, McMahon and Elway. McMahon, now a McCharger, and has done an excellent job. There's Elway, who rallied his team, made a couple of big throws, and got the great performance from Humphrey on the touchdown. Denver leading at 16-10. 57 seconds left, and one of the Broncos down at the 25-yard line. So we'll take a timeout. Here in the final moment, Denver is on top. Bobby Humphrey, our MVP, first 100-yard rushing game, and those last yards that he tacked on were right here.
Well, there was a good hole in that line for Humphrey to get through, but the rest of it was all good effort this time. Watch, he keeps churning. There's a missed tackle by Vincey Glenn back there, but Humphrey with second and third efforts able to get that ball over the plane of the goal line. Just a tremendous effort by Bobby Humphrey.
Klosterman comes off. He was the Denver Bronco shaken up. Final score: Kansas City beats Seattle 20-16. Rams over Atlanta 26-14. We'll update the scores with the ticker in a few moments. Right now, 57 seconds remaining. The Chargers have 2 timeouts remaining. They're at the 30. 1st and 10. McMahon's got a man, and the catch is made at the 40-yard line by Brinson, and they say it's no catch. Oh, is he upset? Brinson thought he made the catch and trapped it. Atwater was there with the coverage, and I thought he had gotten his hands underneath. Joe?
Oh, Jim McMahon moves up in the pocket nicely, but doesn't get quite as much on this ball as he'd like. Let's take a good hard look at it. Does he trap it? Yes, sir.
Yeah, good call by the official. From our vantage point along the sidelines, it looked like he had made the catch. Henning pleading the case, but there was no question that ball bounced. And you mentioned earlier in this half that McMahon would like to have a throw back. He would have liked to have that one back. You bet. 2nd down. McMahon threw it away, intending for Anthony Miller, but he had good coverage, and Carricker 92 and Mecklenburg 77 were coming. Go through all these scores for you on the ticker, and if you've been with us throughout the day, you probably pretty well know what's going on. Lloyd Mosby has hit a home run as you watch these scores in the 8th, and it's Oakland 4, Toronto 1. They're in the bottom of the 8th inning tonight on NBC Sports. The coverage, of course, of the National League Championship Series. The Giants and the Cubs. Third and 10. Walker going in motion. McMahon throwing down the middle, and it's intercepted. Coming back with it, Kip Corrington. Corrington on IR all of 1988. Corrington, originally a #1 draft pick. Now we've got a nice fight going on. Corrington was drafted by Detroit in the 1st round. Well, we had a cheap shot in there at Mecklenburg as things get out of hand a little bit. Kip Corrington, number 25, coming away with the football.
Well, it's a poor throw by McMahon. He's trying to make something happen here. He knows it's very late in the game. There's not a receiver that's able to get to that ball. He's trying to get it, I guess, over there to number. Who is that? Jamie Holland? I can't tell who it was because the receiver wasn't even close. Anthony Miller.
So the turnover stops any chance the Chargers and Jim McMahon would have.
Well, a lot of credit goes to that Denver bunch. I know we've been talking about their poor play offensively.
78 has been ejected from the game.
Patton has been ejected from the contest with 36 seconds remaining. There's Patton.
That's young Mark Vlasic there with the mustache and the ball cap, the quarterback that hurt his knee last year against the Rams. He was really performing well for the Chargers, and then he had the unfortunate knee injury. He's got a bright future ahead of him.
Well, I think the Denver people have got to be excited about the future for Bobby Humphrey.
Oh, boy, I'll say. And also this Denver football team. I mean, again, their offense has been performing poorly last week, this week. But in the meantime, they're going to end up with 4 wins and 1 loss at this point, which is terrific. When your team can win games you're not supposed to win, buddy, you're doing a good job.
Humphrey played at your alma mater, and they've got to be very pleased at the way he has come on. He's a big back. He is very, very quick. He's got it all. He's elusive.
He's got the heart, too, Jay.
Yeah,
you know,
he's got the
desire.
heart. He's not a great blocker, but, of course, you can't be everything.
That's right.
Timeout. Indianapolis winning today. They'll be coming here to Denver next week. Many of you will see that game as the second half of the doubleheader. Now, take a look at this.
This is a machine designed to make travel easier. And these are its most important parts. The men and women of American Airlines.
Joe Namath and Jay Randolph with you at Mile High Stadium. There's the doubleheader coming up next Sunday. Houston and Chicago. Chicago losing today. And tonight, of course, the National League Championship Series, the Cubs and the Giants. The Giants getting some big blasts and in the driver's seat, but the Cubs trying to get it done tonight. Game 5, 4-1, Oakland over Toronto. And Oakland trying to wrap it up, and we're concluding this one. The last 100-yard rushing game for Denver was Winder against San Francisco here in October of '88. Jim McMahon, Dan Henning, they got to be pleased the way this Charger club is playing. They go to a record of 2-3, but this is a team in transition, as I mentioned last week, and it's a team that I think is very much on the improve.
I agree. This team has improved tremendously since the first week of the season. Part of it is because McMahon's growth, and part of it is because of the defense really taking control of the game. They played well enough to win today, I thought, except with the 1 turnover that Spencer had and the fumble.
Denver, 13 rookies or first-year players, 23 players who are 25 or under and have less than 3 years of experience. So, you know, this is a team also very much with an opportunity to improve. I'm reminded that Vance Johnson, in the last couple of days, dedicated this game to a 14-year-old youngster in a coma here after a car crash, and Denver is going to come away with the victory here at Mile High Stadium. A very hard-fought affair as Denver goes to 4-1 on the year. A very happy head coach, I'm sure, is Dan Reeves of the Broncos.